All right, everybody. All right, everybody. All right, everybody. Thank y'all for your patience. I see a couple of y'all, a few of y'all already tuned in tonight. I thought I would start it off with who we're actually here to talk about. The label is on the screen. The logo is on the screen. The world of ink. That's Red Ink, everybody. Red Ink. Y'all can follow Red Ink on social media at right there on the screen. Y'all follow IG, follow on FB, Instagram, and Facebook. Follow Red Ink. I believe it's Red Ink 713 on IG. Y'all get it. Get after it. Get after it. Get after it. This is about a clothing designer, y'all, right here out of H-Town. He says it's no gimmicks, just class, y'all. Right there on the screen, man. We're gonna get right into this interview right now, y'all. Thank y'all for your patience. Go and make sure you follow once again. That's Red Ink on IG and FB, y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is actually the first edition of the After Dark with Malcolm show, y'all. For years, it was called something else. I won't mention what it was. Tonight is actually the first night of After Dark with Malcolm, everybody. Welcome to the show. On this show, we make sure we create awareness about small businesses and the underground music industry. I don't care if you're a promoter of music. I don't care if you're a producer of music. I don't care if you're an artist. I don't care what genre of music you sing, whether it's country, zydeco, rock and roll. It can be jazz, rap, rhythm and blues. I jam all music, baby. I'm an MTV baby. You feel me? So if you're a music artist and you want to jam your music here, music rotation is free here at Real Talk 100 Radio, but promotion it's going to cost you a little bit. Tonight, it's all about small businesses. Why? Because I've been in small business. I've been a small business for a long time now, about 8 years, 8, 9, 10 years, man. Actually, about 15. My first small business was a tree service. My second business was a liquor store. My third business was a daiquiri shop. This is actually my fourth business right now, fourth and fifth, actually. I run out of this office. Real Talk 100 Radio is one, and I want you to go and give my other business a follow. It's called Sustainable Postage and More. Go and give us a follow. Now, to why I do this, I'm an underdog. I'm an underdog myself. Small business owners, we don't get much love. We don't get much love from family. We don't get much love from friends. Same thing with music artists. We don't get much love from family. We don't get much love from friends. So we decided as the radio station to be the voice of the underdog. Just like you always hear them say, the top dog always wins. Well, here at Real Talk 100 Radio, we want the small dog to win. The small dog, not the big dog. Big dog always beating up on the small dog. We want to help the little dog win. So with no more further ado, we're going to get to this interview tonight. As I said already, Red Ink is in the building. We want you to go and follow Red Ink on Instagram and Facebook. Go and follow him. He's a clothing designer out of Houston, Texas. Welcome, 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 Mr. Wait a minute. I'll call myself. I don't know if he wants me to call him by his government name or not, y'all. So I'm going to let him introduce himself. This is the owner of Red Ink. That's REDINC on IG and Facebook. IG, I see y'all tuned in. Y'all go and get a man a follow. Share the video to inboxes. I see you Mona One Only on Instagram. I see you I Am Prep Dollar on Instagram. I see you Overflow _ King Killer. I see you Official Arthur Rodriguez, my boy. We used to have a sports show here. We're trying to get the sports show back. And it's about to be football, baby. I see you tuned in. It's about to be football. So we're trying to get our sports show back. But hey, all of y'all on Instagram, please share the video to inboxes and tag others to watch it. Facebook, y'all do the same. No more further ado. I'm going to let this man introduce himself. This is the owner of Red Ink. What's going on, my man?
Oh, man, it's all good. I appreciate you having me. I'm Andrew Rodriguez. You can always use my government name. I ain't hiding no more. So it's all good.
Yeah. You say you're not hiding no more. So I'm glad you brought that up first. I circled that comment. I circled that question. I have a line of questions to ask you tonight about yourself.
Okay.
And I was going to wait till later, but since you brought it up early,
Yeah, we'll knock it out the park.
That's right. Let's knock this out the park right quick, man. I want you to tell me and our listening audience what was going on right here on the screen.
That's at Taurus. No, that's at Beto unit.
Beto.
And, yeah, Beto. So
you had to get it over there, didn't you, man?
Yeah. So the last bid I did, I signed for 15 years. I did 8.5 on it. And that was the last one I did. I took like some paint and body shop. But man, we were just in there messing around. We weren't in there really learning nothing. We just got out just to get out the sales and stuff like that, really, to be honest.
Okay. So I'm glad you started there, like I said. Now, this is where me and you relate a whole lot. But man, I did 18 flat myself, man. 18 months in Louisiana and 16 flat in TDC, man. So we relate right there, man. So I understand. I never touched Beto. I think I went through there on transit, but I never stayed there for an extended period of time. But yeah, we relate there, man. It's not fun. I don't recommend anybody. I say this all the time. I don't care if you're my enemy. I don't even wish the penitentiary on my own enemy, man.
Nobody. You're right.
It's not a place to be. So this show is not about the penitentiary, but I wanted to start there because when I was going through his pictures, I saw the picture and I saw that jacket.
Right.
I saw that jacket, Andrew, man. I saw that jacket, man. Anybody that's watching, you see this jacket. This jacket is representative of TDC, y'all. They're going to give you a jacket. They're going to make you shave all your hair. I don't care if you look like AC/DC by the head. I don't care if you look like ZZ Top by the head and the face. The first thing they're going to make you do is shave that hair. They're going to give you them white clothes you see it on this man and that green jacket. The green jacket don't hold out no heat, y'all. I'm going to tell you.
None at all, yeah.
If your parents or your gal or your wife or your husband or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your uncle or your niece or whoever is not sending you any money, I advise you to invest in some thermals.
Right.
Because that jacket that you see on this man ain't gonna do nothing for you.
Ain't gonna cut it.
Nothing. So this show, once again, is not about TDC. I just wanted to touch on that real quick before I get into my next question. Andrew, after you did your time, what inspired you to get out and do what you're doing right now?
Well, when I got in 2010, I always liked fashion. I always liked clothes. I always liked that kind of stuff. Even like in the 80s when I would see the D-Boys and stuff like that. You know, a lot of my friends growing up, everybody would be infatuated with the cars, like with the slabs and stuff like that back in the day. And I would always be more enticed with what they were wearing, the jumpsuits and then, you know, and the chains and the, you know, the jewelry and stuff like that. So I was always enticed with that kind of stuff. So what I really wanted to do was, because I'm a big guy, and I was making my own, you know, clothes, because they don't, you know, you go to the store and you look for a 3X and you got to do either a tall or as far as I go. So I just started doing my own stuff. I started doing my own clothes. I got a lot of people, you know, telling me, man, that's a nice shirt. That's a nice this. That's a nice that. And I just, you know, I said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and try it out. And with the idea in mind that clothes can talk to somebody. And the reason why I say that, I want to share a quick story on why. Okay. So when I was in and out, you know, the penitentiary and stuff like that, I was always in and out of jail in the street and stuff. One night I had prayed and I said, you know what, man, if I keep on doing this, I'm gonna end up dying. I said, so if you listening, you know, if you even up there, just, man, send me a sign, send me something. And he kept sending me, you know, a sign. And one day I'm at the mall. I'm going to go to a barbecue. So I'm looking for an outfit, and I'm in Dillard's looking for an outfit at a time. This was like late 90s. And so I'm looking through the thing, and, you know, God was talking to me so much at the time that I was almost already kind of used to it. First, he used to spook me, but then I started getting used to it. And there's a couple behind me. They were passing by as I was looking through, you know, what they had. And I heard the girl singing like an old hymn song, right? Like an old church song.
Yes.
And I said, man, here we go. And something said, look. And I'm like, man, I'm not looking. and then something said, look. And I'm like, I'm not looking. I'm gonna find me an outfit. I'm gonna go to the barbecue. I'm gonna find me a girl. I'm gonna do my thing. And I couldn't fight the feeling, so I turned around and I looked. And on the guy's T-shirt, it had a hand with a nail print in it, and it said, "Choose today who you will serve."
Okay.
So it spoke to me, and I had went over there, and because I was already used to him, kind of talking to me and stuff like that. So I went over there and I said, "Look, man, y'all got something to tell me. What is it?" And they kind of looked at each other like, "Man, like, who are you? We don't know you. And, like, you come over here kind of raw." And then she goes, "I don't know what to tell you." I said, "Yeah, y'all got something to tell me." I said, "What do y'all got to tell me?" And she signed. She goes, "He's waiting for you." And I said, "Is that it?" And then she was like, "I guess." And I said, "All right, cool." Because it was happening so rapid. So I knew, a piece of clothing could talk to people.
Right.
It could tell you what stature you are. It could tell you if you have money. It could tell you. It could give you a message. It could give you. So when I started the clothing brand, I wanted a message behind it.
Message. Okay.
Right. So that was part of why I wanted to start it, and I didn't want to start it just so it could be cool or fly or something like that, or like a vanity stunt. I wanted it to actually mean something, and everything that I have actually means something to me. So
Gotcha.
that's why I started it and wanted to bring hope to the people that have no hope.
Bring hope to the people who have no hope.
Right.
Is why the man started his clothing company. It's called Red Ink. I can't say it enough. I have his information on the screen. Red Ink is on the screen. Follow this man's company at IG and Facebook at Red Ink. Everybody, we're introducing him to the world today. We're trying to get as much we're trying to create as much exposure as we can for his small business. Why do we do this? We do this because we cheer for the small dogs every day, not just sometimes, every day. We're tired of seeing the big dogs win all the time.
Yeah.
We want to see the small dogs win sometimes. So, to hell with all the major clothing lines. It's all about small clothing lines like Red Ink. That's why we're here today. We want as many of you as we can to follow Red Ink on Instagram and Facebook. Everybody who's on Instagram, y'all are mighty quiet. You're more than welcome to call in with any questions about his clothing line at 832-560-2885. Whether you're family, whether you're friends, whether you just want to ask a couple questions. This is Red Ink in the building. He started Red Ink because he wanted to make a difference in the community. Isn't that right, Andrew?
Right, that's right. Yeah.
On that note, sir, while I was doing my homework on you, I stalked your page rather extensively, man. So I have to, because I like to have information when you come in. On that note, you want to touch the community. Tell the listening audience what this color means to you on the screen.
Okay, so I do a lot of purple, and it stands for royalty and all that, and that's good, And a lot of people, because I had a Houston shirt that I did, which is on the top of it, and I remember they would say, "Oh man, you got purple. It is for drink, right?" Everybody would be like, "It's for drink. It's for some codeine." And I was a bar baby when I was younger, so I don't knock it or nothing like that. I ain't gonna judge nobody. But I told her, I said, "Nah, well, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you." I said, I grew up in the Crip neighborhood.
Yes, sir.
And in the early in the early 90s, late 80s, I lost some friends of mine to, that kind of drama, Bloods and Crips going at and stuff like that.
Yes.
And if you mix red with blue, it makes purple.
Yes, sir.
And that's what I want to do. I want to gather the community. I want everybody to get along. Because the thing is, like, we do it in jail. We do it in jail. Once you go to the penitentiary or once you go to the county or whatever, you forget about the neighborhood stuff. And everybody from Houston clicks together. Why can't we do that before we go to jail?
Exactly.
Why can't we do that before we get locked up? Why we have to keep fighting each other? And so anyway, more of the story is I want, when it comes together, it makes purple. And yeah, it makes, royalty, it makes all that, but I want that bond, before anything else goes wrong. And the two entities of the same, cliques and stuff like that, if we can get together, man, how much stronger can we be to change the community? how much stronger can we be to help each other out?
Love
So-
it, man. Unity, man, is the message. Unity. Unite, we're stronger together, man. I like your message, man.
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Purple. I like the way you did that, man. I read your picture and I said, it seems like he likes purple a little bit. So let me dig a little bit into why purple. And I found that caption where you said red and what makes purple?
Yeah, red and blue.
Red and blue makes purple. And once again, for those who are just now tuning in, you do a lot in purple because what again?
Because red and blue make purple. When you combine those two colors,
Yes.
when you combine those two clicks, it makes royalty.
And
when
red
you
and blue
combine-
stands for what?
What was that?
Red and blue stands for what again?
It makes purple, so it stands for royalty.
No, I mean, who are you mixing? Red.
Oh,
and
like the
blue.
Bloods and the Crips.
There you
The
go.
Bloods and the Crips, when they get together, and then it makes a purple. And a lot of people think I'm doing it for drink and stuff like that, but in reality, I'm doing it so we can put it both together. The two crews, how much better can we work in the community together?
That's right. Okay, that's what I wanted you to repeat right there.
Right.
Mr. Andrew grew up in a neighborhood that was excuse me. And Mr. Andrew grew up in a neighborhood where it was a lot of Crips. There was a lot of Crips in his neighborhood. So he said, you know what? I'm gonna mix red and blue. It means unite. It
Right.
means unity.
Right.
Red and blue equals purple.
Yeah.
That's why he brands his material with a lot of purple in his material. I like it. I like it. I like it. Thank you for joining us tonight, y'all. This is Red Ink. Go and follow Red Ink on Instagram and Facebook. He's got his brand on as you see it. He's got black and red on. Andrew, tell them what kind of clothing do you make? I know you make, I have all the pictures. Obviously, you make hats. Obviously, you make T-shirts, and I have all different colors of T-shirts right here. But tell the listening audience, what else?
So I got a few things happening. I'm doing Ralph Lauren got a purple label. So I want to do a red label. And the red label is like turtlenecks and real stuff that you can go out in. You can go to the club in. And I call it Paint the Town Red Ink, right? And it's real nice collar shirts. It's real nice, that you can go out to the theater, taking a show or something like that, or go out, to a bar or to a pub or whatever. I also got sunglasses that are real hot right now. A lot of females are wearing it. A lot of males are wearing it. I got a lot of unisex things going on. I'm still working on some fall stuff, so that's going to be hot. I'm dropping a bomb this fall, and that's going to be cool, so look out for it. It's going to be a cool surprise. And again, everything I have has meaning to it. So, why glasses? Because I want you to work on your vision. I want to protect your vision. And a vision, a man without a vision is nothing, or a female without vision is nothing. So I want to protect your vision. And that's why, I started doing sunglasses and stuff like that. Everything, like people even ask me, why do you do black T-shirts? Because some people don't even know that this is a meaning. When I was in boot camp, I was in my late teens, and I went to boot camp. I don't know if y'all remember Atascocita boot camp, but I went there on probation. And it was like a 3-month program. I ended up doing it in 6 months, right?
Okay.
And I come to find out that you can keep getting what's called recycled and starting over until 2 years are done.
Yes.
And when I got there, I didn't want to listen to their little, do some push-ups. I'm like, man, I ain't finna do all that. I was an artist. But what they did was they gave me a black T-shirt.
Yes.
And they said, here, put that on. And why everybody else is wearing green? And I'm like, well, what's the black T-shirt mean? And they say it means that you don't exist. It means that you're not even here.
That's what green means?
That's what the black mean.
Okay.
They gave me a black T-shirt because I wouldn't do the program.
Okay.
And I said, all right, then I put it on. And I really felt that I didn't exist. And nobody told me anything. I would walk to chow. I would come back from chow. And everybody else is, And when I see my platoon graduate and I got recycled to another platoon, I'm like, man, I want to go home. I'm going to start doing this program, So I'm, yes, sir, no, sir, right? But the other drill instructors wanted their pound of flesh.
Yes.
Because I was so, I was an a-hole about things, right?
Right.
So, I had a new drill instructor. His name was Hartley. And I remember what he would tell me to do push-ups. He would get down with us and do it. Like this
Right.
man was super fit, right?
Yes, sir.
And he almost like led by example. So when I see him do it, I felt like I can do it too. So I started doing the program. I ended up becoming a line leader, which
Okay.
means like now I'm giving the orders, right?
Right.
And he would always be like, you see, Probationer Rodriguez, that's because of me. And it's true, it was because of him. Like he could take all the credit because of him, I wanted to do the program too. I felt like something woke up in me.
Yeah.
And I started doing the program. And I remember the last day, it was graduation day. And he comes to me and he asks me, he goes, Probationer Rodriguez, he goes, what are you gonna do when you get out? And I was like, I don't know. And he says, God dang it. He goes, you still don't see who you are, do you? He goes, I hope you see who you are before it's too late. And that was one thing that I used to deal with. I didn't know who I was as a man. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I was capable of because coming from the other side of the tracks, we never heard attaboy.
Never.
We never heard good job. We never heard anything like that.
That's
unless
right.
you could sell a kilo, unless
Right.
you could sell, turn these 9 ounces into a whole bird.
That's right.
And then that's when you got your accolades and stuff like that.
That's
you know?
right. That's right.
So, when I heard him, I didn't know who I was. And that's part of why I use a lot of black t-shirts in the beginning, and I still use them now, but I use a lot of black t-shirts because it used to mean you don't matter. It used to mean you don't exist.
Okay.
It used to mean you didn't, but now it means you do matter. It means you do exist. And it means that I want to tell you who you are. So you don't have to go through the nonsense of, finding out later on in life. And that's the meaning behind, the black t-shirt.
That's the meaning behind the black t-shirts. Love it, man. Love it. Dude, my next question is I have a whole lot of different colors of shirts similar to what you have on right now.
Right.
And I notice you have a matching hat with your black on. Now, if someone were to order one of these other colors, whether it's the blue, the green, the black, the orange, or I think that's beige or brown.
Right, yeah.
Do you have matching hats for those shirts?
Definitely. Like everything, I wear a lot of hats. I love to match my hat with my shirts, with my shoes, with my, so on and so forth. So I definitely have everything to match. And I do a lot of custom too, because a lot of people say, man, I got these new Jordans. And I'm like, give me 2 weeks and I'll have you a fit. Or give me a week and a half and I'll have something for you. And a lot of guys that do car shows and stuff like that, they'll send me a picture of their car and be like, man, just match it. Man, it's in your hands. Do what you want to do.
I got you on the screen right now. I didn't mean to cut you out, but this is one of your customs right here, isn't it?
Right. Yeah, that's a denim t-shirt. And you don't see too many denim t-shirts out there. So that's denim, and I make it overseas. And everything, the stitching is French stitch. So it ain't coming off anytime soon. And I just we're in Texas, we're in Houston, and I love the denim. So and it's, you ain't going to see too many denim t-shirts.
Not too many at all, man.
Yeah.
Not too many at all. That's dope right there, man.
Appreciate it. And I tell you what, I'm a big Gianni Versace fan, right, since the 90s. And I thought he was just like on another level,
Versace?
Yeah. So he had some colognes that were called Blue Jean, Black Jean, so on and so forth. So that was kind of, I tip my hat to him because, the stuff he did was so hot. And that's somebody I looked up to, like Gianni Versace. No love lost to his sister or anything like that. But for me, he was like the visionary. Ralph Lauren, I look up to Ralph Lauren a lot because of his story and how he came up. And FUBU, like, I see a lot of FUBU, like I break jerseys too. Because that's somebody I look up to, from people that came from nothing to make something. So,
Awesome, man. Versace, man, you listen to a lot of folks, man. And these folks are who inspired you.
Right, yeah.
Okay. List them one more time for the listening audience.
Versace, Ralph Lauren, like Polo, and FUBU. Those three really like stood out to me, spoke out to me, and growing up, you want to hear a story about a Versace?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm hustling and I'm saving up. We didn't have AC in the house, like in every room. Right. So I told my moms, I'm in high school, and I told my moms, if I can afford a window unit and I help, try to pay some of the electric bill, can I get it? And she's like, all right, yeah. So I saved up like $350 for a window unit.
Yes, sir.
Air conditioned window unit. And I saved it. And my sister said, I'll take you to go get it. Let me get off work. I get off at 6. So I said, all right, cool. So I got the money in my pocket. I'm outside, I'm smoking something. And a friend of mine comes by, right? They're right in like 3 deep. And I'm like, man, what y'all doing? Like, we're going to go to the gallery. You want to go? I'm like, yeah, we'll go. So I went over there. It was still early. It was about 4 o'clock. I had 2 hours to my sister to get there. And then we went to the Versace store. We just window shop, and we ain't had no money for anything too much.
Right.
So we go in there, and I'm like, oh, look at these glasses. These are what Biggie got on, right? Because I love hip hop, right?
Right.
So I'm looking at the glasses, and then the female was like, try them on. It's cool, yeah, okay. So I put them on, and you know how your friends gonna blow you up. Oh man, that's it. Yeah. Oh, you look fine. Oh, that's it. I'm like, yeah, I'm putting it on my head. I'm like looking in the mirror, and I'm really feeling myself, right? So I said, how much are they? And she's like, a little less than $350. And I'm like, man. So I went ahead and bought them. I said, you know what? I'm taking them, So I bought them, and I'm looking at them, and I get to the house, and then my sister's there. She's having dinner with my mom. And I said, she goes, you ready to go? I said, man, I ain't got the money no more. She goes, well, why not? I mean, what happened? I said, man, I bought some glasses. She goes, what? She goes, you bought some glasses? I said, yeah, man, but they're fly. She goes, man, you're stupid. Hey, but that's how much I love fashion. That's how much I just really gravitated towards it, because it makes you feel a certain way.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I couldn't stop sharpening my pencil the next day at school because I wanted everybody to see the glasses on me.
Yes,
so,
sir.
And I mean, I ended up getting the window unit, all the summers wasn't hot, but, that's how much I like fashion. I was willing to tough it out just for that. And people could say, man, you're dumb, and so on and so forth. But you know what? It made me feel a certain way. And that's what, my prices ain't as much as Versace. So it's all affordable, and it's gonna make you feel a certain way. It's gonna make you feel empowered.
Empowerment is a great word too, man. Empowerment. That is something I preach all the time at Real Talk 100 Radio, and that's what we're doing tonight. We're empowering,
right,
Mr. Andrew Rodriguez. We're empowering his company. His company is called, once again, it's called Red Ink, y'all. I'm going to put it on the screen right now. Red Ink. Hello. We have a caller. We have a caller. Hello. Welcome to Malcolm. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with tonight?
Noni Jr.
Noni, what's happening, man?
Not much, man. I was just listening to the young man talking about, the shades and the fashion, man. I was inspired, man, to check out his website and try to buy something from him, man.
Awesome, man. Awesome. What?
Man, I appreciate it, Noni. Thank you very much.
What caught your attention? What caught your attention the most?
Just how he was willing to take a risk, for something that he loved, something that he liked, something that made him feel good. Because when we growing up in the ghetto, there's certain things that make us feel good.
Absolutely.
And only you know what that is.
Right.
Can't nobody say go to college or do it this way. You got to do it the way that works for you, and it's working for him. You know what I'm saying? Because I can just hear the joy in his voice.
No doubt.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, man, did you hear his inspirational story about purple?
Yeah, man. And I was listening.
That's beautiful, ain't it?
Yeah, it's amazing, bro. It's a blessing. You heard me, just to listen to that. So, like I say, Malcolm, make sure that if you can, bro. I know it ain't your job, but if you can, send me his website, because I wanna get on there and get me something and I also want to get you something too, Malcolm.
Awesome, man. I take it. I wear a 2X, man.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah. And send me his website. I'm gonna get yours first, and then I'm gonna get mine last.
Okay. Bet. Go ahead. While Noni's on the phone, do you have a website?
I do. It's right under. If you go to the Red Ink _713 on Instagram, the website's up and running. We just got it going, and I tell you what, if you send me a DM, man, I'll give you a discount for showing the love.
Okay. Okay. Say that one more time for me.
It's on my Instagram. It's Red Ink with the C _713, and the link is right under there.
Red Ink. That's Red Ink on Instagram, everybody. Red Ink on Instagram. Red Ink 713. Red Ink 713 on Instagram and Red Ink on Facebook. Go to Instagram and follow Red Ink, and under his bio, under his name should be the website. Click on to his website and go shopping. Go shopping. Go shopping. I'm going right there myself. It is Noni, if you're watching, if you're still listening, it is the words
in red.
in red
In red.
ink.com. That is www.thewordsinredink.com.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You got it?
Yeah, man. And hey, I'm on the website now on the other phone. He got some fly stuff, man. Hey, we gonna be stepping out, player. We gonna be stepping up.
No doubt. I appreciate it.
All right then, man. Well, hey, I'm gonna let y'all get back to it. I'm listening on Facebook too. So yeah, for sure.
Appreciate it.
Give us some likes, give us some shares, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate the call, man. Thank you.
I got you. I got you.
Appreciate you, dog. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
All right, you have a good night. Nuna Jr., man. Nuna Jr., man. He is all over Houston, Texas, man. He's a workaholic, does a lot in Houston. Thank you for calling, Nuna. He says salute. There it is on the screen. Salute from Nuna Jr. Everybody else who's watching, whether it's on Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook, go to this website. It's on the screen right there. Go to thewordsinredink.com. Did I say that right? Yes.
Right. The words in red ink. Yeah.
Thewordsinredink.com. That's www.thewordsinredink.com. Go and shop until you drop, y'all. I'm going to put that website in the comments. You can just click the hyperlink and go straight to his website. Like I said, we're all about supporting the small dog business owner. We don't really care about Jordans here. I ain't bought a Jordan in probably 30 years, man. Honest to God, I don't care about all that. I do care about the small business owner. Why? Because I'm a small business owner myself.
Right.
And there is very little support for small business owners. I don't care if it's your family, your friends. I don't care who it is. They don't want to support you until you blow up, man.
I noticed that.
Yeah, man.
I seen that you had boxing on there. I got a boxing story if you want to hear it.
I'd love to hear it. Come on with it.
Okay, so I go to Las Vegas, right? And I'm a big Mayweather fan. I love Mayweather. I love the way he moves. He plays chess in the boxing ring. So I go over there and I had a shirt called Hereditary. And I wanted to give it to his dad. So I go in there and man, there he is. I'm Mayweather Senior. And I walk up to him and I said, "Excuse me, sir, I got a gift for you." And he goes, "Man, you ain't got a gift for me." He goes, "You got a gift for Junior." I said, "No, sir, this is for you." And he goes, "Well, what do you got?" And I said, "This is a shirt. It's from my clothing brand." And I said, "It's called Hereditary." And he goes, "Well, what is that supposed to mean? What is that about?" So I said, "Hereditary means, the genealogy where you come from, like, from son, father, grandfather, and so on and so forth." I said, "You got a past just like me." I said, "We both went to jail. We both were in that street life. We both did that stuff, there." I said, "But if it wasn't for you, there'd be no Junior."
That's right.
And if there wasn't no Junior, this place didn't exist.
That's right.
And I said, if this gym didn't exist, all these people, and I showed all them, the kids hitting the bag and sparring. I said, all these kids wouldn't have nowhere to go but to live the way we did.
That's right.
I said, so I came to the desert to give you this gift because I want what you got. And he goes, "Well, what do I got?" I said, "You, sir, know how to raise champions."
Yes, sir.
And I want that, what you got. I'm going to give you this gift. Give me what you got so I can go back home and I can help raise champions. Because I deal with a lot of kids. I deal with a lot of kids, a lot of youth, a lot of young adults. And I try to tell them, stay off the street. And I try to tell them like that. And I want to raise them as champions. And I said, and you did it over and over. And,
yes, sir.
And I want what you got. And I don't know if he knew the significance of me going to the desert to get his anointing. But he said, I know it touched him. He goes, "Man, you mind if I put it on?" I said, "Man, I'd be offended if you didn't." And we took pictures and we laughed and we chuckled for a little while. It was amazing.
Yes, sir.
So, that's just something that I know, a quality that he has and that I don't.
Right.
And I wanted that quality to raise champions so I can go back over here to Houston and start raising these kids as champions. Because a lot of them don't know that they're champions.
Nope.
You know what I mean? So I want to tell them who they are through the brand.
Through the brand. All they know is failure. All they know
all they know.
Is like they told us when we got out of jail or penitentiary, you'll be back.
You'll be back.
That's all they know how to do is downgrade you. All they know how to do is belittle you. Nobody ever uplifts you.
Nobody uplifts.
That's right. And this man raised champion, and then he became a champion time after time after time.
Right.
Shout out to Floyd Mayweather. Pretty boy Floyd is what they call him. And since we're on the topic, and since I'm a sports fanatic, we got to talk about Pretty Boy Floyd right quick, man. We got to talk about it, man. What do you think about the haters, man? It's always talking about it. All he does is run. What do you feel about it?
Listen, when I got out of jail, it was 2010, and he was fighting. So, I'm going with the majority. Everybody was going against Floyd. And I'm seeing him, and I'm watching the fight. I'm like, man, you know what? And everybody's, man, he runs. And I'm watching. I know a thing or two of boxing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking. I'm like, no, man, he's not running. That dude's strategic.
Yes, sir.
He doesn't want to have brain damage, and he's getting his points, and he's doing it. And then I said, you know what? I'm gonna have to see him again. And then I seen him again. I'm like, yo. So I started studying him, how they cheated him in the Olympics, and he was a young man, and everybody knew that they cheated him in the Olympics. Even some of the people that worked in the Olympics, like, they quit because they didn't want to work for an organization like that. So it would crush the average person. But he kept a smile on his face, and he said, "That's okay. I'm gonna go turn champion this time." And he gave his future, and he spoke it, and that, to me, that's just like everything to me. And I still, because life and death is in the power of the tongue. Just keep speaking it. You don't see it right now, keep speaking it. There's a storm, you keep speaking it. There's adversaries against you, you keep speaking it. You keep speaking the winds, and look at them now. It all speaks for itself now. And I think he's a real strategic fighter. He plays chess in the boxing ring. And, man, I love to see him enjoy himself. And he's a good guy. Like, he gives a lot to not only just to the community, but he gives a lot to the people that were in hurricanes. He gives a lot. The stuff that he gives away, that's why he'll never go broke. And I'm speaking that. He'll never go broke.
Never.
Or his kids, or I'll never see his kids beg for bread, because he gave so much to the world.
Generational wealth is what he has accomplished, y'all.
Right.
He will never go broke, and his kids will probably never go broke either, because of all of the things that he's invested in, all of the corporations he's invested in. Oh man, this man here is living in money, literally. And
I'm happy for him, and I love seeing it. I love seeing people successful myself.
Right. So I didn't want to take away from your interview, but when you brought up Pretty Boy Floyd, man, I had to ask because I'm a fanatical sports fan. I follow boxing. I follow football from high school all the way through the NFL. If they're blessed enough to make it that far,
right.
I follow the NBA players from their high school days, from the McDonald's All-American games all the way to the NBA, and now the Olympics. I follow. I'm a sports fanatic. College football, college basketball, everything. Men, women, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If I had my way, I'd sit there March Madness from the time it starts in the morning until when it goes off at about midnight or so.
Yeah.
But with the businesses I run, I can't do
that. You have the luxury yet.
Don't have that luxury, not yet.
Not yet.
You brought up Pretty Boy Floyd, and I had to bring that subject up because it pisses me off when they talk about him, because like you said yourself, he's strategic, and they're doing the same thing to Tank right now. Tank will purposely lose rounds 1, 2, and 3,
right,
and then come out rounds 4, 5, and 6 and get right on your ass.
He already figured you out.
He didn't figure you out. And he didn't tired you out. So I have to warn everybody too. This is the After Dark with Malcolm Lee show, and it is named After Dark for that very reason. Put your kids to sleep. There's no telling what comes out of my mouth. We want you to put the kids to sleep. This is an uncensored show. I forgot to put that disclaimer out there at the beginning of the show. We are now interviewing the owner of Red Ink. Go and follow Red Ink. Go and follow Red Ink on Instagram and Facebook at Red Ink. It's right on the screen right there, everybody. Go and follow Red Ink on IG and Facebook. Like the youngsters say, run his numbers up one time.
I appreciate it.
This is a company that prides itself on no gimmicks and just class.
Just class.
While I put his website on the screen, I want you to know that his hyperlink to his website is in the comments on Facebook. Just go and click on it and go and shop until you drop all night long. He's got some fly stuff, men and women. But while I put that on the screen, let's touch on this no gimmicks, just class. How did you come up with that?
Well, you know, a lot of people, you know, they sell their product through gimmicks. And when I say through gimmicks, they really, you know, I understand sex sales.
Yes, sir.
And I understand that, you know, that's one of the biggest things that does sell. And it's been an old operation since, you know, the world started.
Yes, sir.
But I don't want to be gimmicky when it comes to this. I want it to be truth. I want it to really stand for something.
Right.
And I don't want to use a gimmick just to get somebody's attention.
Right.
I want them to understand what, you know, it's a movement. And
Yes,
I want them to be really down with it. And I mean, if you just think that the shirt looks fly, that's cool with me too. I mean, hey man, whatever, you know. But at the same time, like when you wear it, like just the other day, a woman messaged me and she said, my daughter, because they have you know, they take care of her grandfather.
Yes, sir.
And so it's a great grandfather to her daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And that her daughter said, if I could just put the Red Ink shirt on him, he will get healed. And that's the power that I want everybody to understand this movement has. That it'll uplift you when you feel like you don't have nothing, you know, going on.
Yes, sir.
And I want people to be like, and I've been told, you know, every time I wear your shirt, man, it's always a good day. And I said, well, I'm gonna be honest, I pray for every one of them. Like when I get my drop, you know, I say some words that come from another frequency. And then I'll put it on, I lay hands on it, and I'm like, man, whoever wears this shirt, you know, and I speak it, you know what I'm saying? And I speak the positivity on it. So when people wear it, a lot of times they say, man, you know, I always feel good when I wear your shirt. Even a friend of mine, he said, you know, today was a good day. And his wife said, yeah, look what you're wearing. Of course it was a good day. It's always a good day when you wear that shirt. And he copped like 2 more, you know what I mean? But
yes, sir.
It ain't only just because, you know, I'm money hungry or nothing like that. It's just, I want to spread the word. I want to spread the positivity, you know, for everybody.
Spread positivity because there's so much negativity in the world, ain't it, man?
You can find it around the corner everywhere.
Everywhere. I don't care what you post on social media today. Somebody's going to get on there with some negativity. I don't care.
All day.
You can say love somebody today and they're going to find something.
Yeah, they're going to say, love for what? You're wasting your time. They know what they're You ain't get no love back.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing it for love back. I'm doing it because I want to love somebody. I want to love on them, you know, so.
Love on somebody today. I think I posted that. Was that today? I made a post like that today. Be good. Be a good person. That's what I said. Be a good person internally and externally. That's what I posted every day. Not to get something. Just be a good person.
Right.
The world will be a better place, in my opinion, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in Instagram. Please, y'all are very quiet. Messiah's World. Y'all are very quiet. Prettiest Problems. Y'all are more than welcome to call in. And our call-in number is 832-560-2885. While you're on Instagram, share, and tag other people who are interested in clothing, fly clothing, dope clothing, as y'all say today. Dope clothing provided by Red Ink. Y'all go and give Red Ink a follow at Red Ink. This is where you follow him at again, at Red Ink on Instagram and Facebook. If you're on Facebook, I put his hyperlink in the comments. That's where you follow him at right there. IG and FB. Go and follow Red Ink. I'm going to put a couple of his clothing. I'm going to put a couple of items of his clothing on the video right quick. I want you to also go to his website. There's his website on the screen while I put some more of his clothing up on the screen and we talk a little bit about his clothing. Let's talk about this right here. What's all this about?
So I always tell people like, man, my guardian angel, like I got to shoot him out because he really had my back going through a lot of stuff that I've been through.
Yes,
I had
sir.
near-death experiences and stuff like that. Just living in the street, you know how stuff like that happens.
All the time.
So I put the scripture up that he will always look after you wherever you go.
Yes.
You know, and even in the penitentiary, even in jail, they're marching bodies out of there too.
Yes.
So I always thank God for it. And I'm gonna tell you a story that just happened not too long ago.
Okay.
And people could think I'm crazy, but I'll just tell you, and you can make your own assumptions. So I go to my niece because she wanted to buy some glasses. So I meet her, it was like the day after Mother's Day, it was like Monday. And I take her the glasses and, I show her when I was about to drop this drop right here. So that was the last picture I, showed her, and I cut the phone off. Well, I'm going back to 288, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a little bridge by my house. And I see some guy, a tall guy. He had a jacket on, he had a beanie on, and he's looking down. He's posted up against the bridge, and he's looking down. And I look, and I said, man, he looks like he's going through something.
Yes, sir.
Right? And all of a sudden, a voice in my head said, go check on him. And I'm like, man, I'm not going to go check on him. There's pizza at the house. I'm going to go eat stuff I haven't ate yet. And something said, go check on him.
Yeah, man.
I said, man, he's going to be all right. He's a big man. He's cool. And he said, go check on him. So I did the U-turn. I said, okay, I'm going to go check on him. But when I go over there, and if he started walking off, I'm going home. And if he hasn't walked off and he's standing there, I'm going to go do a loop, and I'm going to come right back. And if he starts walking off, then I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go to the house. So and another thing, that little intersection has a lot of traffic, and I don't want to get honked at. So it better be no cars.
No.
That was my stipulation.
Yes, sir.
But I'm going to go check on him like you said.
Right.
So I go over there, and then, and he is there. He's still there, and he's looking down. And I'm like, man, I wonder if he's all right. So, I lowered down the window, and I said, hey, man, you all right? And he looks up, and he looks at me, and he goes, are you my answered prayer? And I said, what? He said, are you my answered prayer? And I said, it depends on what you're praying on. Right. And he goes, I need a ride. Two exits down. And I said, I can do that for you. Get in. So he gets in, and I'm good at peeping people out. His vibe was cool. We're talking and we're chopping it up, and we're laughing, and he was a cool guy. And then he goes, what do you do? I said, man, I got this clothing brand. You want to check it out? You know what I'm saying? And I opened it up. And since the angel was the last one that I had, that's the first thing that popped up. And he looks and he does this face, right? He goes, hey, that's me. And I look at him, right? And I said, what'd you say? He goes, that's me. I said, what do you mean? He goes, I'd rock that. That's me. And I'm like, all right. You know what I mean? Like, all right. Because the Bible says you could be careful who you mean to or who you talk to raw. Right. Because you could be entertaining an angel.
Right.
So, but I say that too. Like if I see an outfit, oh man, that's me. You know what I mean?
All the time.
So I'm like, all right, I'm going to let him make it on that. And then, so we're driving and we're talking. And I said, hey man, what's your name anyway? And he goes, my name's Sanctuary. I said, Sanctuary? Like the church? And he's like, he starts laughing. He goes, yeah, something like that. And then I said, all right. So I'm getting goosebumps now thinking about it. So we're talking, and I said, look, man, I'm going to be honest with you, man. What do you mean about I'm your answered prayer? He goes, I was tired and I wanted a ride home. So I stopped there and I prayed. I said, how long were you there? He's like, about 15 minutes. And I said, 15 minutes? I said, man, that's pretty quick to get your prayers answered. And he goes, oh, I get my prayers answered all the time. And I said, what? And he goes, yeah, I get them answered all the time. And then I said, well, it's funny because something told me to turn around and come see if you're all right. And he starts laughing. He goes, you're like me. You can't tell him no, can you?
Can't tell him no.
And I said, man, and I wanted to be modest and be like, well, I guess I could say yes a little more. You know what I mean?
Right.
But he goes, nah. He says, you're like me. You can't tell him no. And it made me think, and I said, is it a burden to you not telling him no? And he goes, no, I enjoy his missions. Oh. And I said, you know what? I do too. He goes, I know you do. You like me. And then I said, all right. So we're driving, we get to the house and he's going to get out. And he goes, hey man, I see you got a couple of waters here. Can I get one? I said, man, you can have both of them. And then he goes, all right, cool. So he gets down there, and I said, hey, before you leave, man, and you get your prayers answered a lot. Man, would you pray for me? And then he goes, what do you want prayer for? I said, sure. I want to be a better person. I want to be a better father. I want to be a better brother. I want to be a better friend. I want the clothing brand to blow up. I started going on, I'm getting up a list.
All of that.
And he starts laughing. And he goes, oh, man, you're going to be great. But he said it with a tenacity, like if me and you, Michael, if we went and we seen Jordan get cut from his high school team,
Yeah.
and if we seen him, on the bench crying about it, and we walk up to him and we tell, the young Michael Jordan was wrong. Man, I got cut from the basketball team, from the, high school basketball team. We're going to laugh.
Yeah.
And we're going to say, man, you're the GOAT. We already know it. We already seen it, right? So we could say it with that tenacity. So he used it like if he already knew. He says, man, you're going to be great. And then I'm still like in shock, right? I'm like, all right. So he opens the door and he gets the water and he looks at me, and without opening it or nothing like that, he gets the bottle like this. And he said, purified.
Purified.
And I said, I said, what'd you say? He said, purified. And I said, yo, he goes, you'll see me again. And he shut the door and he went inside the house. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So I'm like, man, I don't know what that was about, but I was this close to giving up.
That close.
I was this close to giving up.
And somebody came along and inspired you.
And inspired me. He said I was going to be great. My guy, I ain't never turned back. Said I been full throttle after that. It's like, man, so that's one of my, I'm shooting out the angel that was always there for me.
Got you, man. And on that note, man, this goes out to the listening audience. You never know who you can inspire just on the spot.
Right.
You don't have to, I start conversations in elevators. I start conversations passing by people, and everybody makes fun of me. They're like, man, you can talk to a tree, won't you? And I'm like, man, you know what? There's nothing wrong with talking to a tree.
If it needs to grow.
If it needs to grow. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong. People walk around. I talk about neighbors sometimes. Neighbors won't even speak to each other sometimes. I'm the type of neighbor, I'm going to speak to you. I don't want you over there thinking, oh, he's an asshole.
Right.
No, I don't want you thinking that about me. I want you to know, hey, I'm a likable guy.
Right.
I'm a likable guy.
I'm real transparent.
Exactly. So all that to say, be nice to somebody. Be nice to somebody. Say hello. How are you doing? Oh, you're okay. Like the gentleman, like Andrew did. Are you all right? Or can I do something for you? Dude, it doesn't hurt anybody. It makes the world a better place. So yes, this is an uncensored show, but we are all about the community, and we're all about bringing people together, just like Mr. Andrew, the owner of Red Ink, y'all. Red Ink. If you've missed the beginning of the interview, a lot of what Andrew does is about community and uniting the community. We've talked about one of his favorite colors to promote via his brand is the color purple, y'all. This is it right here. One of the reasons that he promotes purple a lot via his brand is because he grew up in a neighborhood full of Crips. And he got tired of the beefing, right? So he mixed red and blue. Red is for Bloods, blue is for Crips. He mixed both colors and you get purple. And purple means what, Andrew? Royalty, right? Royalty. And you're uniting the two colors.
Yeah, the unity.
Unity is what this color represents via the brand Red Ink. Am I explaining it right, Andrew?
Right, yeah, absolutely.
We have been interviewing Andrew about 57 minutes right now. We're going to end the interview in about 20 more minutes, everybody. If you're just now tuning in, we've put up quite a few of his items up on the screen. This is a pair of his shades right here. Andrew, tell them about the shades right quick. What do the shades represent? Vision, correct?
Vision. I want to protect your vision. Because with people without vision, man, they perish. And I want to protect your eyesight. I want to protect your vision because I want everybody to see their future and then before they live in it. So, that's just a fly way to just protect your vision. We got the the tiger, and then they're holding on to the lenses, and even the tiger stripes, they're diamond cut. So, you know, I put a lot of thought into what we do and stuff like that too. So
Diamond cut.
yeah, the
Di-
aviators,
That's all about what? No gimmicks. All class.
no, all
right?
class.
Like that, man. I like that. I like
Appreciate
everything you're talking about tonight, man. We're gonna put up a couple more of his items up. Andrew, tell them a little bit about this one right here.
So this is a tie-dye, right? Back in the day, a lot of hippies, right? There's a lot of hippies that you know, the love in the 60s and stuff like that. And they wanted free love. And you know, to be honest, they just wanted love. And a lot of them, when they started going to the church house, you know, there was a bunch of squares that didn't want them in there because they were wearing either sandals or they were wearing their tie-dye shirts and stuff like that. They felt like, you know, they shouldn't be in church. But man, you know what? God accepts everybody, and you can't tell, you know, people you cannot be in the house of God just because of what they look like and stuff like that. So that was a shout out to them. They became like they became one of the biggest parade. They did so much, the hippies, that they started having church outside. They changed California. Like, if you check out the story, it's crazy. It's a true story. Y'all can check it out. In fact, there was a movie about it. They did not too long ago, a few months ago, or a couple of years ago. And I just wanted to shoot out the hippies because now we got a lot of churches that don't allow other people into the church house.
Right.
And I want them to understand, like, hey, man, they're human. They messed up, but they want to get right. You know what I mean? And nobody has, you can't hold the door closed just because you don't think they're worthy. You know, it's not up to you. It's up to you just to love on them. And that's what I want to do. I want to love on everybody.
On that note, another side note, I love to bounce off of my guest comments. So on that note, acceptance, right?
Acceptance, right.
What do you think about, this is a hot topic in my community, women, and I don't want to offend anybody, so I'm going to watch my words here, women and people of other sexual orientations in the pulpit. What are your thoughts on women and people of other sexual orientations other than being heterosexual being in the pulpit? How do you feel about that?
Okay, this is the thing. Like, even with trans and stuff like that, right? A lot of them want to change their life as far as, you know, they're lost. And I'm not saying that's a product of being lost, but people are lost. They go to church, they want to find a community to love on them and to help them. Now, if you're there genuinely want to be part of this community and want to help, man, his arms wide open. I ain't a homophobe. Come over here, give me a hug. I love you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
My brother is a homosexual, and I love him. I love him. He's my favorite brother. You know what I'm saying? So I'm far from homophobic. But if you come just to cause confusion, if you come just to cause, because you want attention, then you gotta go.
Gotta go.
And you know, part of my church house, I'm, you know, the security without being the security. There's a homeless guy that he would come in and he'd be drunk sometimes. So when he's like real, you know, searching for that attention, you got to go. But come back Wednesday, you know, and come back. I still love you. Here's a few snacks and go on. He'll come back, and then sometimes he's sober and he'll go in there and listen to the word.
Yes,
and then one day I kicked him out and I said, you can never come back. And everybody looked at me like I was the devil, right?
Right.
But what they didn't know is he was taking pictures of little girls.
Oh man. In the church?
In the church.
Oh no.
He was following the women in the restroom. He was like, now, I love him. You want to come listen to the word? It's cool. You're homeless. That doesn't mean nothing to me. You're okay. Here you could be accepted. But once you start coming to cause confusion, then you gotta go. You can never come back because you're already a grown man. These kids are just starting off. I gotta protect the women and the children.
Protect.
So that's one thing that I'm gonna do. Now, if a trans or homosexual or whoever want to come in with a right mind that they want change and unity, you're more than welcome. I'll come, we'll pray for you, we love on you, we'll get to know you, and then we'll put you in a position to work on the pulpit or wherever it is that you can do that.
That's
You're a
right.
human. God died for all of us.
That's right.
So, but if you come to cause confusion, you gotta go.
You got to get out of here.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if you're homosexual, heterosexual, homeless, rich, poor. That doesn't matter. If you're here to cause confusion, then you gotta go.
On that note, my parents own a church. It's called Bible Fellowship Baptist Church. Everybody, it's on Antoine, right off the Beltway, and that is what they preach. They preach the same thing at their church. You're more than welcome to come, but if you come with that madness, you gotta go.
You gotta go.
You gotta go. Long story short, if you want to come here and you want to contribute to the church, good. You're welcome. We don't care who you are.
Right.
So that's why I brought that up. Shout out to my mom. Shout out to my sister. We lost my father 2 years ago. He was the ambassador of the church. He was the founder of the church, but now my sister and my mother run it. It is called Bible Fellowship Baptist Church on Facebook. Y'all go and give the church a follow. So now that I brought that up, I have to take a short. I have to go to YouTube right quick.
Okay.
And ask you a question. Do you know a Miss Mora?
A Miss who?
Miss Mora. She's been commenting a lot. She says, hashtag Houston United with the H-Town sign and a Purple Heart. I was just wondering if you knew her.
I don't think so.
She also gave fire signs when I was putting up your clothing, and I just wanted to make sure I showed her some love. Thank you, Miss Mora. Please share the video all over the world, Miss Mora. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Everybody that's tuned in on Instagram, y'all are mighty quiet. I am Rod Senior. Thank you for tuning in. Official _45J. I see what you about, man. When I had a women on here, man, you comment all night long, man. Now I got this big strong man up here. You don't want to talk, huh? I see how it is, Official 45J, man. Mim Stack Boy, I see you. Nightingale Music.hub, I see you. Y'all share the video to inboxes. We are talking about at Red Ink on Instagram. Red Ink 713 on Instagram, excuse me. That's Red Ink. That's REDINC on Instagram. I keep screwing up. It's Red INC 713 on Instagram, and it's Red Ink on Facebook. Y'all go and give them a follow. Y'all are mighty quiet. If you have any questions about his clothing line, that's what we're talking about tonight. We want you to go and give him a few follows on social media. Miss Mora said, Daiquiri Soul. That's okay. Miss Mora knows me then. She knows me from my old daiquiri shop. It was called Daiquiri Soul is what she mentioned. Hey, Miss Mora, I don't recognize your picture, but hey, thank you for the support and much love to you. This is what we do now. This is what I do now. This is my radio station, and we promote small businesses. We promote independent and underground music artists of all genres. If you have anybody in your family who wants to promote their music, rotation is free at Real Talk 100 Radio. Small businesses, we promote small businesses like Red Ink, like we're doing tonight, because we support the small dog. We don't want to support all the big dogs. The big dogs winning.
They made it already. All these corporations,
multi-million-dollar corporations, they already made it. We're trying to make millionaires here.
Right. Exactly.
So, if you're a small business and you want to promote your brand here, like Mr. Rodriguez is doing tonight of Red Ink, all you got to do is hit me on my email. If you're interested in promoting or advertising your business, events, or music, send your information to my email, which is right there. If you'd like to sponsor the radio station, boom, hit the same email. Just type sponsorship to Real Talk 100 Radio. And on that note, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to come to the conclusion of the show in the next 10 minutes. We're going to advertise and promote the show. We're going to advertise and promote this brand right here. If you are in need of an attorney, y'all, this is one of the sponsors of our show. Give her a call. We'll be right back.
In the world of law, there are no shortage of lawyers, but one that you can trust, that list is short. The law office of Evelyn Gordon is one such lawyer that you can put your trust in. Ms. Gordon has over 20 years of experience in the legal field and over 14 plus years as a practicing attorney in family, estate planning, and probate, guardianship, and appeals. Her care, compassion, and concern for her clients is unrivaled, and her team is dutifully dedicated because your family matters to them. Her litigation and trial practice experience are expansive, and with the complexities of estate planning, her level of comprehension is profound. One such client states, quote, "Perhaps the most effective attorney in the city, as my case appeared to be hopeless, but she won." Close quote. To have the law office of Evelyn Gordon on your side, please contact her office at 713-489-3397, where your family matters to them.
There is her information on the screen, everybody. I have put her website hyperlink in the comments on Facebook. Contact Family Law Attorney if you're having trouble with your family. You need an attorney. Contact Ms. Gordon at www.egordonlaw.com. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. If you are interested in promoting your brand, once again, all you got to do is email us right there. If you're interested in promoting or advertising your business events or music, send your information to Real Talk 100 Radio with 4 O's at gmail.com. If you're interested in sponsoring a radio station, email sponsorship to Real Talk 100 Radio with 4 O's on radio at gmail.com. Now back to the interview, everybody. Back to the interview. We're with Red Ink 713 on Instagram. Share the video, share the interview to as many inboxes as you can for us, and tag others that love clothing, dope clothing. This is a clothing designer. We want you to go and give him a follow on Instagram at Red Ink. That's REDINC 713 on Instagram, and on Facebook, just type in Red Ink, everybody. I'm going to put his follow signs up right now before we get back to the interview. This is where you give him a follow at right here on the screen right now. Follow Red Ink 713 on Instagram and Red Ink on Facebook, Instagram and Facebook. And his website is his website's hyperlink is in the comments as well. Here's his website right here. That is www.thewordsinredink.com. Go and shop until you drop for the man. We're supporting small businesses tonight, especially small businesses that do what? They're all about no gimmicks and just class, y'all. No gimmicks, just class is what the man is all about. We're going to get back to this interview right now, everybody, and show you some more of his clothing and get a quick description about each item of clothing that I put up on the screen. I've already been through a lot of them.
I kind of wanted to just touch on the name real quick, if that's okay.
Yes, sir. That's fine.
So I was in my cell, and I just came back from a visit seeing my mom, and I asked her, because before I left, she started praying, and I had asked her. I said, "Mom, you still pray for me?" And she goes, "Every day and every night." I said, "I think it's working. Keep doing it." And that day I went to my cell and I get out of my whites and stuff like that. And I'm on the second tier and I can see through the window because you know how the windows are all foggy and stuff. But I see a beam of light, just a small beam of light, right?
Yes, sir.
And after 5 years of just playing the system and stuff like that, I mean, just being in the in the nonsense.
Yes, sir.
That day made me like, you know what? I'm gonna stop. I'm really gonna just I want to go home. I want to do that. So what I started doing was I started reading my Bible, and I wanted to read what Jesus when he was talking. I wanted to learn him. I wanted to learn who he was, right? So I started studying and I started reading, and everywhere where he's talking, it's in red, and it's in red.
That's
ink,
right. That's right. That's right.
So the name of the brand is The Words in Red Ink. And that's why it's called The Words in Red Ink. And that's what brought me hope. And that's why I called the clothing brand The Words in Red Ink.
Gotcha, man.
So that's how I wanted to bring you hope. Now, you don't got to believe in Jesus. You ain't got to believe in God. You ain't got to believe in anything. But if you could just believe in the positivity it stands for, then it could change your life.
That's
deep.
deep.
It could change your life. Yeah. So,
that's deep.
Yeah. So, and then to be even deeper, go deeper, the reason why the words are in red when he's talking is because he shed his blood. So if you want to get religious about it, where anytime you're wearing the brand, you got his blood draped over you, over your head, over your shoes, over everything that you have on. You know, so that's what the brand, the name stands for. But I say red ink because the Bible also says, "Be shrewd as a snake, but gentle as a dove." So by the time you get to know what it's really about, you're like, you're already sold. And I don't have to be religious about it. I don't, oh, Jesus, you know, I ain't got to be religious about it. I just got to show you love.
That's
You know
deep.
what I mean?
That's deep, man.
Appreciate it.
I didn't know that, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That explanation, man. That because this was actually one of my questions. I didn't get to it, but I wanted to ask you about what this was about, and he just explained it.
Yes, the words in red ink.
The words in red ink in the Bible belong to who, Andrew?
Jesus,
Jesus,
the King.
If you notice that, y'all, that is why the man named his brand Red Ink.
Because it's what gave me hope.
It's what gave him
and
hope.
I want to give the world hope.
The red ink, the Bible, reading the Bible gave him hope when he was incarcerated, and he wants to give the community hope. He wants to give the world hope.
And I get so much love, like even from Muslims. Like, you know, we don't believe all the same thing, but we believe in positivity and we believe in love. So, you know, they even like, hey, man, we don't have the same God, but I respect you. Buddhist, they, you know, I got a Buddhist friend of mine, and he's like, look, man, I'm going to rock your stuff. I know it means whatever it means, but I'm going to rock it because it's positive. I even a Jewish man, he gave me the New Testament Bible. And that's odd because they always, with the Old Testament, he goes, I respect what you do. And a Jewish man gave me, and if you understand the extent to where that goes, it's just mind blowing, you know, and it's the love to it. And that's what I want to spread. I want to spread the hope. I want to spread the love. If you feel like you ain't got nobody, if you feel like you're the underdog, if you feel like this is for you.
Man, hey, man, you deep, man. I should have spent more time with you, man. At the last time I saw you was we were at the them damn Mexicans event.
The Michelada tacos and something. Tacos.
Yes, I'm sorry, that wasn't them damn Mexicans. That was Angela Vieira, Rob V. That was Kato. That was this man right here. I meant to bring him up too. That was Jay Reckless and his family.
Right.
Well,
he shows mad love to them
all the time. There he is right there. There's you and Jay Reckless on the screen. That's the last time I saw you at that event at the Phone Plug.
Right.
Shout out to the Phone Plug, and shout out to Slab City 713. Do you know them?
Just by looking at them, I don't know them.
Okay. Shout out to Slab City 713. Appreciate you. Oh, I know them. That's from the Daiquiri Shop too. Thank y'all for tuning in. We tried to put on a car show in the parking lot. That's who Slab City 7113 is. Thank y'all for tuning in, y'all. Slab Sundays. That's right. I had to look at the name over there on the logo. Slab Sundays. We tried to put on a car show. Thank y'all for tuning in. Share the video on YouTube, share the video on Instagram, share the video on Facebook. We are having an interview tonight with Red Ink. That's the owner of Red Ink on the screen right there. This is his brand on the screen right here. Everybody, as I get this comment off the screen, go and give him a follow at Red Ink 713 on Instagram. Red Ink on Instagram. And Red Ink on Facebook. So when you go to Instagram, it's Red Ink 713. When you go to Facebook, it's just Red Ink. Just look for this logo right here and you won't go wrong. He prides his brand on having no gimmicks and all about class.
Right.
No gimmicks, just class. His website I have put in the comments. His hyperlink is in the comments. The website is www.thewordsinredink.com. Man, he just put it on me, y'all. He just revealed why. I'm sitting here saying, why is the website that long? And why is this and why is that? He just dropped a bomb on me, y'all, and explained why his website is named that and why he has this logo right here on his logo. Why he has this pen and this bottle of ink on his logo is
Right.
because if you read the Bible, every word that Jesus spoke is written in red.
Yep.
So his website, therefore, is named thewordsinredink.com. He just dropped the bomb a few minutes ago and made it make sense, y'all.
Right.
There it is, man. Very, very, very in tune with the Lord and the Bible. I didn't know that. I didn't know you were that deep, but man, it's been a pleasure, man, talking to you tonight. We're not ending it just yet. I have one more question to ask you, and it's kind of deep too. We kind of touched on it already. But before I get to that last question, and before we get to that last question, I want to ask you, like I ask everybody else that comes in our studios, did we cover everything tonight? Is there anything that we didn't? Is there anything that we left out? Because I hate for my guests to get on 45, 290, I-10, 610, wherever they're going home, and get in the car and say, man, that was a dope interview, but damn, I forgot to talk about this. I forgot to talk about that. So this is the time for you to mention it.
I do want to bring up my pastor. He's a mentor of mine. His name's Dr. Gary Alanis from Church 633. He's one of the main reasons why I started up the brand again. Like I said, I had started it and then I dropped it, and I can't stop thinking about it. 10 years passed. I couldn't stop thinking about it. I just kept thinking about it over and over again. It wouldn't let me sleep at night. So what I did was I bought a hoodie, just a hoodie from the store. I put electrical tape and I put red ink on there, just like it's spelled right here. And I put it on just to try to get a vision of it. And I'm looking at myself, I'm putting it on, I'm rocking it, I'm looking in the mirror just so I can get the vision to it. And then I thought like this, I said, who do I think I am? Me, a clothing brand? So I took it off and I threw it in the closet. And that was a Friday night. And then so Sunday morning, I'm at the church house. And then, Dr. Gary Alanis, he's the pastor. He goes up there and he never started like this before, but this is how he started it. And I got to find the footage. I'm looking for the footage. I got to find it. He says, that dream that you have? And he's talking to the whole, congregation. He goes, that dream that you have that doesn't let you sleep, that you keep thinking about, that it doesn't, he said, take it out the closet and give it to the world. And that's all I needed to hear. I said, you know what? That's it. I'm done. I took it out the closet. I got my brother-in-law involved. He does all the artwork. And we just going from here. I would love to speak on the new drop that I'm having. I'm hoping to drop it this Sunday. It's a Houston shirt. And I have my brother-in-law take a picture of the Houston skyline from a neighborhood. Because some neighborhoods here in Houston, you can see the skyline from the neighborhood. And I got boxing gloves where, how people throw up shoes to show that, like, here's where you can buy some, dope. Yes. But it's a boxing glove that's hanging from the wire. And what it is, and in the front, it's a real fly, world, and it says red ink around the world. And that's why I'm doing it, because my pastor, Dr. Gary Alanis said, take it out the closet and give it to the world. We have to go to the world with it. So I put that in the front. It's cool. And you can't go to the world if you haven't been to your city. You can't hit the city if you haven't hit your own neighborhood. Like you said, you're real talkative to your neighbors. Right. So that's where it starts. It starts in your community. It starts in your neighborhood. And once you can take over your whole neighborhood, then you can take over another neighborhood. Once you can do that, then you can take over Houston. Once you can take over Houston, you take over Texas. And so on until we give it to the world. And that's just my mission. I just want to give it to the world. Positivity. You are somebody. Don't believe the nonsense that you're a mistake or you ain't supposed to be here in this world. You are supposed to be here. If you breathing and living, you're supposed to be here. So, I want everybody with their mind up, their head up.
Take it out the closet and do what, man?
And give it to the world.
And give it to the world.
And that's all I got to find that footage. I got to find it because, it just means a lot. It's meant a lot to me.
I love that, man. Take it out the closet and give it to the world, man. Don't hide it.
Don't hide it.
Don't hide it. Divide it, man. Don't hide it. Divide it, man.
No doubt.
I stole this before we get to the last topic of the night. I stole this from your page. The Words in Red Incorporated, Red, quote unquote, Red INC for short, is a clothing brand to bring hope, made for all the underdogs that say, hold on, I got to interrupt myself. I've been talking about underdogs all night.
Right.
And you talk about underdogs a lot, man.
Yeah, I thought that's where you got it from.
No, when we started this station, we're all about the underdogs.
That's amazing. I didn't know that.
Yes, sir. We realized that there's very little support for the underdog.
There is.
Nowhere in Houston, there's no love for the underdog.
None.
If you're not a major brand, they walk right past you, like you're not even there. So
Right.
I love that you use that word a lot. But so let me start over. The words in Red Incorporated, Red INC for short, is a clothing brand to bring hope, made for all the underdogs they said couldn't make it, for the ones that have always been counted out, and for the outcasts that said they didn't belong. This brand is for us. Love my people, man. Hey, man, salute for that, man.
No doubt.
Salute,
Appreciate it.
man. That's love right there, man. For every underdog that's listening right now, all around the world, share this video. This is for us, the underdogs.
And that's why I included myself, because I know what it feels like to be underdog. I know what it feels like to be, pushed to the side, that you don't matter. I know what it feels to be like that. And it took, Dr. Gary Alanese to bring something out of me. And now that it's out of me and I believe I can take over the world, I want to give it to the young kids. And I want to install that in them, that they could take it over the world with the talent that God gave them. It ain't for nothing. So through music, through art, through whatever they got going on.
Yes, sir. One more time before we get to the last topic of the night. Take it out of the closet and do what?
Give it to the world.
And give it to the world, everybody. What and your message to the listening audience when you say that is what? Take what out of the closet?
Take hope out the closet. I want to bring hope. There is hope. Don't give up. Please don't give up. You matter. You matter to this world. And I want everybody to know, somebody might be listening tonight and was thinking about, ending it. Some people might be listening tonight was thinking about giving up. If we, through your platform, which I appreciate you doing, because you're an underdog. You did 18 years. That's crazy. A lot of people would have gave up.
Yes, sir.
But through your, you're listening for a reason.
Yes, sir.
Put that to work.
Put it to work. Put it to work. And that's what I did. I was similar to you. I will tell my little backstory. I was a knucklehead too.
Right.
Man, for the first 6 years, from 92 to 98, I was a straight knucklehead. I was stealing everything out of the kitchen. I was having people bring me cigarettes and selling them for $5 a square. I was doing everything I could to hustle in the penitentiary when my family was already sending me money. Okay, I didn't have to do that, but I was doing it. I was in riots. I did all that, man.
And that's when the penitentiary was a penitentiary, 92. Like, don't get it twisted.
Don't get it twisted.
That was real prison.
Yes, sir. And from 92 to 2007 is when I did that time. And what was I saying? My backstory is similar to yours. That's what I was saying.
Right.
I was a knucklehead from 92 to 98. In 98, they denied me parole for the second time. And I said, no, I didn't. They denied me parole for the second time. And they sent me one of those pieces of paper in the mail that says, projected release date. My projected release date, because I was such a knucklehead, said September 2023. Now, mind you, it's 1998.
Yeah.
And that made me straighten up, man. I was like, oh no, I'm straightening up today. I'm going to college. I demanded to see the warden. I told him, I promise you get me out close custody. I'm done. I'm straightening up. I want to go home.
Wow.
So that's what woke me up. And from that point on, I went to college. I got out, and I have been nonstop trying to make myself a success story, not another number that's contributing to recidivism.
Right.
I don't want to be another number again in my life. That is not cool, and that is my message to the listening audience. We listen to rap music. We listen to the people who influence us. That be hard, be a gangster, be a thug, but it's not fun when you're in the penitentiary and no one's sending you money, no one's coming to see you.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's not fun. So straighten up, y'all. That's all I can tell you. Now we're coming to a close, y'all. We're gonna close the interview here in a few minutes, but I want to touch on something that was near and dear to Andrew's heart. He doesn't even know what I'm gonna bring up. He's even in the blind on this last subject. I'm gonna close the phone lines right quick. No more phone calls tonight, but those of you who have watched the Olympics, something hit us all close to the heart, and it definitely hit Andrew in the heart. He spoke about it on his Facebook page, and I stole a picture from him. Andrew, what do you think about this picture right here, sir?
It's hard to look at. It's hard to look at because we're supposed to, we're supposed to be there for our women and children first. We're supposed to protect our women. And I know, I understand, people will say, well, the other person is a woman and stuff like that. But women really have no win against a man. We're just stronger, we're faster, and that's just what it is. Even Serena Williams said it. I can't compete. And she's a great athlete.
Great.
But she understands that a man is stronger, faster.
Yes, sir.
So when I saw this, it just broke me up. I had to say something about it. I usually keep politics out of it and stuff like this out of it because I don't want people to misconstrue what I'm trying to say.
Yes, sir.
But the thing is, man, we're supposed to protect our women. We're supposed to love our women. We're supposed to be there for our women. We're supposed to help build our women.
Yes, sir.
We're supposed to, treat them and teach them and mold them and into what they're supposed to be. And she just did everything she could, practicing all these years to get ready for the gold which she deserves. And here comes a man ruining it. And
Right.
it always boggles me because with the feminists that are out there, they should be enraged right now.
Yes, sir.
Like they should really want to step up and say something like, man, that's a woman.
Yes.
And I don't even want to see the footage. I heard how she got banged up, and I don't want to see that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
People went to jail for that. What's the difference between a guy in the neighborhood beating up his woman because he got too drunk and the stew when he came home was too cold?
Ain't no different.
Ain't no difference.
Ain't no different.
And I heard she got beat up like a rag doll, and I can't see the footage because I love women. I was raised by one. I have brothers, I have sisters, and they raised me. You know what I mean? And I love women. So
that was heartbreaking, man. I could not believe that they allowed that to happen. What are your thoughts on the people who came out of the woodwork saying that was false news and that she was just a woman who had how do they say XY chromosomes?
Hermaphrodite.
Something like that.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
This is the thing. We check when it's two men fighting, and you notice they check if one person is on steroids.
Yes. She's
beyond steroids. So even if it was a woman, like they want to say, she was boxing for the men. So it's almost like if a man won't fight another man knowing he's on steroids.
Right.
Why is it okay for a woman to fight? You know what I mean?
It is not.
And it's not.
It's right.
It's not okay.
That's right.
And it's just people are confused right now. It's a confusing time.
Nobody
knows what to do. People don't want to talk because they don't want to offend.
That's right.
And I understand that too, but the truth is the truth. And I say it with love. I still love that person. I love both of them. They just don't know.
That's right. That's right. It's a very confusing time.
Right.
We have people who have had, sex changes, and this is like Andrew's already said. This is not to knock anybody. This is our disclaimer. We're not talking down on anybody. We're only saying that this is a very confusing time. We have people who have had surgeries who are men trying to go in the women's bathroom and things of this nature. It's very confusing. I mean, what do you expect other than confusion?
Right.
What do you expect? I mean, that's not typical. That's not normal.
Right.
For a man to go into a woman's bathroom, right?
Right.
So just because you've had a surgery,
some don't even do that. Some just wear lipstick and want to go to the women's thing. Like, come on, man.
That's right. That's right. It's a confusing time, man. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad I did my homework on your page, man, because your page was very deep. The interview was very deep. I didn't expect so much until I went to your page about an hour before you got here. I saw quotes from the Bible. I should have saw the quote from the Bible and been like, oh, that's what red ink means. But I had no clue, y'all. If you missed the interview, y'all, he was very insightful on why he calls his brand Red Ink. Everybody, this is his brand one more time. He was very insightful about why he named it Red Ink. He was very insightful. If you missed the interview, please rewind the recording after we go off air tonight. He goes in full detail on why he used this pen here and why he also implemented this in his brand. I don't want to tell you right now. If you missed the show, I want you to watch the show. I want you to watch the show and find out why he used this ink. This pen, in this jar of ink. Right. And his brand is called, I will give you a hint. I'll give you a hint for those who missed the show. His website is called www.thewordsinredink.com. We want you to go to his website, and then once you go to his website, once you read this website over and over again in your head, we want you to say, oh, like I did. Oh, that's why his website is called that. For those of you who watch the show and already know the answer, if you want to spoil it, do a spoiler alert on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, go ahead. I don't mind. I'm just trying to make sure people watch the video a little more. But it's very insightful. He was very insightful in why he named his brand this, and it has to do with red ink. He was very insightful about where he grew up as a kid and how he wanted to unite the community. His community in particular was infested with Crips, and he wanted to unite the Bloods and the Crips. So he uses a lot of purple in his clothing designs. Why? Because red and blue make purple. I'm telling y'all some of the interview. We want you to go and give him a follow at Red Ink 713 on IG and Facebook. We want you to go to Facebook. We want you to go to Red Ink 713 on IG, and we want you to go to Red Ink on Facebook and give him a follow. This has been a very good interview. Thank you, Andrew, so much for coming tonight. Appreciate you, my man. And are you sure you got everything out of your heart and your mind?
That sounds good. Yeah.
It sounds good. You did everything, man. You were great. Thank you for coming tonight. Thank y'all for tuning in tonight. As I go out on my jingle, I'm going to put up some of his clothing up on the screen, and I want you to make sure you go to his website. As I play my jingle, I want to wish everybody a good night, and a good night. Peace, everybody. This has been the first edition of the After Dark with Malcolm show on Real Talk 100 Radio. Good night.